Beauty takes time, honey. Beauty takes time.
It does.
Sorry that we're a little late, everyone, but welcome to the live of Chrissy Comments Conversation. And I am your host, Chrissy. And tonight's guest is Miss Beatz by Tweets, Ro Green. Now, before we get started, as I always like to do, I'd like to first salute all of the first responders, as well as talk about the constant stream of gun violence that is plaguing us right now. I just hope that people take the time and think before they act and notice that there are children around, and these children are being caught in the crossfires of all the gun violence. So please put the guns down. I know that's cliche and we've heard it all before, but this is really bad right now. So I want to take a moment and speak on that. As well as also, I want to still highlight this is June, so this is Pride Month. So to all those, especially the now NFL player that has just come out, we congratulate you because it does take a certain type of pride to be honest about who you are. As well as we just finished celebrating Juneteenth. That was a very special holiday that is now a national holiday. That means that we are able to be out front and speak loudly about who we are as a people. Not that we didn't before, but now it's on the books. So, with that being said, I want to start tonight's show. And we're going to get started with Beatz by Tweet. And I'm so glad you're able to join us. Like I said, we're running a little bit behind, but beauty takes time. Beauty takes time.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad that you were able to join us. And I always start off with my comment of the day. I'm sorry. So my comment of the day is beauty is deep. So work on you inside and it'll enhance the beauty that you hold.
Absolutely.
So Miss Tweet, I'm so glad that you're here.
I know, right? Thank you for having me.
Looking all beautiful and brown and bronze.
Is that what it is? And tan? Yeah.
Tell some of our viewers who you are. I know you, but let them know who you are.
Absolutely. I am Tweet. Go by Ro Green. Beatz by Tweet. Beatz by Tweet Collection is my business and my brand. I am a makeup artist here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Traveling where, far and near, wherever I'm needed, I'm there. I am starting to build my own cosmetic line as well. And it's growing and growing and growing. So I just want to thank you, Chrissy, personally, for your support. All my friends have been very supportive. So that's just it in a nutshell.
I can't help but support. You have some great products, which I am featuring some tonight. I have on my blush and my lashes. I will say that before Tweet, I hated lashes. I absolutely hated them. Okay. Yeah. And I had no idea how to put them on. So it took a lot of work.
But you got it though.
But I got it. And now I can't do without her lashes. I mean, they are amazing. They're soft, they're adorable. I keep them clean, use any type of glues that you want. And just watching, because I'm a person that didn't know how to put them on. Yeah. So really watching you and just kind of shadowing, trying to figure out how to do this on my own, because I can't call you over here every time I need a lash.
Right.
Yeah. So, with Beatz by Tweet and being a makeup artist, what started you out on this path? Is this something you always wanted to do with yourself?
Absolutely. This is something that's really been in me since a little girl coming up. A lot of people wasn't aware, so I get that a lot. I never knew, but when nobody ever asks you, it's nothing that not me personally, nothing that I just ran out with a sign. I want to be a makeup artist. But I will say, just over going through 2020, well, into 2019, into 2020, and the whole pandemic, it just made me get a grasp on focusing on what mattered to me. Starting to put everything to the side and just go full speed on what I really wanted to do. And this is it. Like I've said, I've been as a little girl wanting this and watching my aunts and different, cousins apply makeup and going to the store with them to get makeup. And I'm like, I always been curious or whatever. And it's just something that I've always wanted to do. So I just basically stepped out on faith and, started investing in myself and investing in my craft, by shadowing with some of the best makeup artists, from my personal mentor is out of New York City and she resides here in Charlotte. And so going under MBM artistry and just shadowing under her, it's just been up from there. So I'm very appreciative though.
So was your aunt and cousins, were there more of your inspiration,
I would
would you
say
say?
so. I would say
Okay.
so. And then back then, you only with me. I remember watching stories with my grandmother, and you could see the different women and the glitz and the glam, and you like stuck to the TV because that's all you
Hmm.
had. But yeah, for the most part, just watching them and their friends get all dolled up to go out, on date nights or either lady nights and stuff. And I was like, wow, is that what they, lipstick can change or lip gloss
Change
can
your whole
change?
look.
Just like that. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, that I always like to know how a person got into their craft and why.
Oh,
So to know that you were inspired by watching others, you never know who's watching. And I
yeah,
say
absolutely,
this to anybody that has something that they're it may not be their career, it may just be something that they like to do. You
absolutely.
don't know, it can inspire a child to grow up to be someone totally different. So I thank your aunt for being the inspiration for you to
Yeah,
be able to give us beauty and on so many different layers of it. There's so many different types of, at least I think, it is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, of um, makeup artists.
absolutely, it is.
Okay. Okay.
It
And
is.
which level or which lane would you consider what you do?
I still say, and my daughter, she be like, "Mom, don't say that." I still say, I'm with the underdogs, just coming out and stuff. But I tell anybody, I specialize in natural soft glams. It's just to me, especially dealing like I've enhanced many women, but it's
Mhm,
something about women of color
mhm,
and just to it's just an enhancement. The beauty is already there. It's almost like therapeutic, really, right? You get these bookings, and then whether you I go to them or they come to me, and I mean it's so therapeutic. I'm doing makeup, and then next thing you know, it's conversations, and you know, and before you know it, and I hand them the mirror, it's like, oh my God. It's that's what does it for me. It's the after effect
the
of,
after effect.
yes, of like, wow, you did this to me. And I always tell them it was already there. I just
You just
enhanced.
enhanced it. Yes, you
That's
did.
it.
You did.
It's
You
already there. So,
you went
you
right
know,
to one of my other questions of talking about the fact of you being, I notice with stylists and makeup artists, they're often quote unquote therapists. So a lot of people will sit and talk, not
yeah,
even knowing what you're doing to
yeah.
their face. And when it's over, like you said, it's that wow factor.
A wow factor. Some It's been plenty of times too where I will hand in the mirror and some say, no, I just felt that you were making me pretty. Just to hear those things, or like I said, just talking to them and uplifting and encouraging and stuff, and they coming to get a service, and they're servicing me in
Mm.
return sometimes. So it's like a give take thing, and I just enjoy it. I feel like once you really passionate about something, I don't look at it as like, oh, I have a job to do, or I have a, it's what I love. Like, I feel like what's in it comes out. And so when I'm in my zone, and I'm in a session and stuff, it's just love. And that's
Yeah.
from everybody that I have booked with or booked with me. Let me say that. It's been nothing but amazing. Each client, like,
And I will say for my own experience, this is how we became, close, was being at an event where you were doing my makeup and you were just so easy to feel comfortable with. And I'm not a person that warms up to everybody so
oh,
quickly. But sat down and we just had so many things on the same wavelength mentally,
yeah.
and it just built. And from there, as we kept seeing each other, it continued to build each time you did my makeup. And now you're my sister, and I can't
Yeah.
even picture you not being around. So
Yeah.
um
Absolutely.
is that connection that you provide people when they sit in your chair is
Mhm.
something that on your worst day it'll pick you up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that it's not just about looking pretty.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's the feeling
It is.
that's inside.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
if you can change that outer, you can make that inner feel even
And
better.
mhm. It goes
So,
it goes hand in hand. You know,
mhm,
you can't. I will say this: you can't mask ugliness, right?
you can't.
I'm a firm believer is what's in it does come out.
Right.
And oftentimes I know like I tell my daughter like she like you use that word ugly. What do you mean by that? Because I know you're not calling anybody ugly. And absolutely not. But people do have ugly ways. When those ways are inside and they come out, it makes a person ugly,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. But
Some
the
of the
flip
most beautiful people are ugly. And it's because of how they are
how
inside.
they are inside, but for the most part, again, you know, what's what's already there. I'm just adding to.
Yeah.
So, you know,
What's one of your favorite features to work on people?
really, like my
Well, I
number.
gotta ask.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I will say this: brows. You hear me? Like, and you know,
Yeah, I know.
like brows are my favorite. I feel like the eye area is the most important because when people look at you, this is the first thing that catches them.
Hmm.
The outer, that's hands down, like, you know, but those eyes tell the story. I always say that. So my favorite is the brows.
It's the
Yeah.
brow.
Mhm.
So when you were, I'm all about the brow. That whenever you're working on me, I'm not used to really sitting long for makeup.
Yeah.
When you're working on me and you in my brows, I know you're in your zone. You just going and going and going, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, well, how bad is it? How much work do I need? And then
Yeah.
I'll look at them brows be on
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I tell you, yeah, your face is like one of the best. I will say that. Just your features, your eyebrows, you know, just being groomed, you know, and yeah.
What
Brow.
when you say that, what is something that people should do working on their skin?
Yeah,
Because I know the skin is just as important.
absolutely.
It's the most important for
It
the
is the
makeup.
most that's is absolutely. So I will say, you know, it is very important for every person to do some type of skincare.
Hmm.
And I know it's like the known factor to say, but it is so important to be hydrated. Water, automatically I can tell when I'm getting ready to do a face what that person intake is with H2O. And
Hmm.
it shows, you know, but it replenishes the skin, you know, and you don't have to do as much as far as prepping. It's a
Okay.
lot of stuff you just don't go in doing makeup. You have to really prep sometimes, whether it's with primer, different primers, because it's different skin types. So I will definitely say skincare is really like that's the number one importance to me is taking care of your skin because again, makeup is an enhancement, not a cover up.
Right.
So, you
Right.
know,
I had a question that came through some people that knew you were coming on
mm,
to ask when dealing with a person that has oily skin, is it best for them to do a foundation or more of a concealer or powder?
well, oily skin, you can still do a liquid foundation because now they, you know, they have more when
Breathable.
it comes to the matte
Mhm,
foundations.
mhm.
You know, if it's like really, really oily or whatever, once you do that, if you do need to come back with a setting powder, you know, or either a powder, a foundation powder, you can do so. It just depends on. For a makeup artist, we do have certain primers to go towards certain skin types. So for me, like I off gate, I ask them, you know, you have oily skin, and that lets me know which
What you gonna
primers to
use?
apply
Yes.
right to them, and then to go forth. And you can kind of see it sometimes, or you
Yeah.
know, areas that are
I definitely will say you definitely do almost a short consultation with
Absolutely.
the client before you just start. Some makeup artists they just start, like
Hmm.
no
Hmm.
questions, they don't even care, just get it done. But
Yeah.
you take the time to try to learn what that client's needs or how they treat themselves
Yeah.
and what comes
Hmm.
out in their skin before you start putting products on. And
Absolutely.
you also listen. If somebody tells you, well, I don't want a dark lip or something, you listen. And that's different. I haven't had many makeup artists, I'll
Hmm.
say that, not in my adult life.
Hmm.
But as a teenager, I did some modeling, and oftentimes they would just do what they wanted to do.
Hmm.
And I guess it was for whatever the look needed to be, but then I have to peel it all off. And
Absolutely.
I hate peeling off. I don't like peeling off makeup. So I've never had that problem with your products, for having to peel off. And that brings me into the next part of building your brand when we talk
Hmm.
about products. How did you come to the point where you said, you know what? I want my stuff on people's face. I'm
Absolutely.
tired of, other people's products. How did you get to that point?
Mhm. Well, it was just again just motivation. When I myself go to purchase, whether I'm in Ulta or Sephora or any place, looking at all of these brands, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, like this could be me
Mm-hmm.
one day, when I walk in and purchasing my and doing that. So I started researching. I actually talked to people that had nothing to do with makeup, and I look at them as mentors. It's a couple from back home where I'm from, and I remember talking to her and her spouse about wanting to do that and how to get started, and they pretty much dropped some gems, and I took off running. And so I'm very grateful for them. But yeah, just going into these places and seeing it like this could be me. I want to get into this. I want to, eventually, like you said, when people come, my table is nothing but my brand.
Right.
And so, and it's happened even with the products that I do have out. A lot of people, they be like, and what did you? And I'll be like, like, this is my mascara, and I used a
Mhm.
little bit of this, and this is my new blush. And they like, you know, wow, and when I get that reaction, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like I need
I'm a fiend for your blush right now, honey. I haven't touched another since I started using
yeah,
yours. I
yeah,
will tell viewers, listen, a little goes a long way.
yeah,
It is awesome. It's lightweight. And it shows up. It
yeah,
shows up without you having to really work hard on it.
yeah.
So I am so glad that you made your own, because
Yeah,
it's important for us to brand ourselves, like you said, during
absolutely.
this um horrible year that we've been through, because let's not uh, take for granted that we've lost so many people. A
Yeah.
lot of us have come out with our backs against the wall and taken chances.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of people now that are branding themselves for the next phase of their lives. And it's been talked about recently in the news. People are not willing to come back to work because why would you risk your life for somebody outside of yourself?
That's it.
So now you're able to work for yourself,
Mhm.
and that sets a whole new level. Now
Mhm.
during the pandemic, and we're still in it. To me, we're still in it.
Right.
How did that work for you in getting clients, because you were still on the move?
Right. It was as if nothing was going on really, because you do have times where the self-doubt kicks in, and am I doing this at the right time, because like I said, when I really came out, it was into 2019. So then
Hmm.
you mean March 2020, the whole world is on lockdown. However,
Yeah.
I will say, um, again, working with some of the best vendors, I kind of had a heads up like, bro, this can be coming to you guys pretty soon. Be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
So it kind of, me going back to the drawing board. And again, like I said, a little bit of self doubt kick, but didn't stay. And like, am I coming out at the right time? You know what? One thing I will say, when you are given a vision,
They won't let you go until you complete it.
the
Yeah.
support is going to come.
Yeah.
So, I will honestly say I'm so glad that I didn't fold.
Me
So
too.
I'm so glad, like, because I mean, in fact, I'm still employed by,
Yes.
I that's one of the reasons why I really had to come home and work from home, because when the pandemic happened, I was still going to work, right?
Hmm.
And it wasn't until I started getting bookings in Florida, Mississippi, that they was like, okay, we are not deemed a hot spot. The states that you're going in, they're hot spots, so you have to go home,
Right.
because it took off, and I have been worked and booked and traveling nonstop, seriously. So
So I mean, there you have it. If you need to book, she can come to you.
absolutely, I am a traveling makeup artist.
And you're a one woman show. So what is the most? How many people can you do at a time?
Whoa. Uh, about 2 months ago, I had a wedding party, and it was 9 ladies.
Woo!
9 ladies, very challenging, and I will say I'm thankful for my daughter. She is an assistant when she wants to be. So, yeah, it was 9 ladies, and that was very challenging, but
Mm,
we pulled it off. It was such a success to where I still will get text messages from the bride and stuff
that's
like that,
beautiful.
and yeah, it can get, very challenging and stuff. But with everybody working together, and like I said, I brought my daughter on as an assistant to help it. We winged it, and it was nice. Everything
And
was.
listen, being a artist is not just you. I'm gonna push her out there. Your daughter has some amazing wigs. I'm
Thank
telling you, people.
you. Yeah.
I started following this young lady on Instagram, and this gotta go. I gotta get one of hers. Um, I've never, I love wigs, and looking at hers and looking at some of her clients, they're so realistic, they're so soft looking, and just, I can't wait to get one.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm pushing you out there, dear. And as soon as I get one, I'm gonna be pushing it all over the place.
Yeah.
So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. She
Thank
has
you.
the same beautiful talents that her mom has.
Thank you.
As a black woman in this industry, and is it hard? Is it hard working with fellow makeup artists and trying to get information from one another? Do you guys help each other out enough, do you think?
I I do, to some degree. Let me say this. I'm not against sharing any knowledge and information that I know. However, you do have to be respectful to somebody's craft. And what I say by that, often sometimes people feel like, well, they didn't want to help anybody, and they didn't want to put anybody on, and that's not the case. You have to respect all of this. I pay homage to people that's laid the floor print before me,
Mhm.
but I don't, when I approach people, I don't go at them as a you owe me or you ought to, because that's not how you do it. You have to invest in yourself, is how I look at it, right?
Mhm.
If it's something out there, because I'm still growing, and that's where any new technique come out, you do want to be educated on it. So especially on my business page on Instagram, I follow many makeup artists all over the world,
Okay.
and I have really invested. Whatever their fee is, I don't second guess it. I don't try to compromise. It is what it is. If I want something, and if they telling me they can do it, and it comes with a price, and it's what I want, I'm gonna invest in that person. So
Because
I don't.
ultimately you're investing in yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. So a lot of times people be like, well, I went out for help and they didn't want to. And it's not that people don't want to help you, but again, you got people that they paid, and that how they, like you said, you invest in yourself. Is it worth it? You do have a lot of people say, well, you don't have to do that. You can go on YouTube. And that's true, some stuff. But again, what are you willing to put in to get back out? So I think it's up to the individual. I just know, like, I've did plenty of, mentoring young girls, especially like, that wanted to come out with lashes, or if I knew some good vendors, would I help them and stuff. But I do have a vendors list, and it does come with a fee. Again, you're talking about something that I had to invest in.
Right.
No, you don't just say, oh, here you go. I can give, like you said, a consultation, and I do those a lot. But yeah, when you really want to invest in yourself, you do whatever it takes to get it done. So yeah.
How many years, to back it up, we didn't go on to that part. How many years have you been doing this now?
um Out, really, like I said, started the end of 2019. I can remember a few years ago just doing makeup on myself
Okay.
and traveling with friends, and everywhere we go it was like, can you do my makeup? You don't do my makeup? Spend some time and do my makeup, or if I, like I said, being in certain rooms, everybody would be like, I'm rooming with Tweet, like, because they know they get
Get
ready
that
to get
makeup
stuff
right.
done. Absolutely. So, but to be out and doing on, other people, I would say like in the 2019 that I really was like, okay, I'm going to come from under this shadow and I'm going to step out. So,
I will say that the name Beatz by Tweet is so catchy.
mm-hmm,
So where, however you decided to come about the name, it sticks with you.
mm-hmm,
When you see a product and the name Beatz by Tweet is on it, the design, all of it, it really, really plays a part on branding yourself.
absolutely.
And I want people to know it's not just lashes and blush that you do. Please tell people your other products that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I do have a matte lipstick that's out, and it's Lippies, Beats by Tweet collection, and I do have a few colors or whatever. I also, again, I have my own mascara that's
Which,
out.
oh, by the way, my mom took my lippies, but go ahead.
I got you. But yeah, I do. I have my own lippies, my matte lips. I have my own mascara. I do have my own blushes. Of course, the lashes. I do have like the chunky glitter. You can either use, and I tell people you can either use it as an eyeshadow, or some people buy it and use it on their nails. It's whatever you want to do with it. And right now, I am really trying to finalize my first eyeshadow palette. So, fingers crossed, and my samples are the way that I want, but I'm not doubting it. So that's going to be my next drop. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Recently during the pandemic, I watched a lot of YouTube videos
Mm-hmm.
in my free time. And what I saw was a lot of little girls doing adult makeup.
Mm-hmm.
When you see that, how does that make you feel when you see these little tiny
Yes,
hands?
yes, but it starts then. It
Yeah,
starts, like I said, I can, when I see that, I get so like, wow, because it puts me back in that place, like I said, coming up and watching my aunties and stuff, but seeing it now, I think it's amazing
yeah, yeah.
that somebody is really standing behind, you know, the little
These
girls, and
children, yeah.
pushing, right, and then just encouraging them to, and it's, I'm in awe, like it's amazing. Yeah.
I want to put it out there. I've also seen some little boys. So there is a whole generation
Oh
of
yeah.
fierce makeup artists coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're starting out at this young age, my God,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're
It's
gonna be forces to reckon with if they stick with it.
well, somebody has to take the torch and run with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Going through everything that we've been through this past year, it makes it easy to sit back and say, well, I decided to invest in myself. And what I want people to take away from your interview is your persistence on building your brand, branding yourself is extremely important in this day and time, because not only are you a makeup artist, 20 other people are makeup artists, and so on and so on. But how you present yourself and how you brand your product, that's how you stand apart. Um, I'm not the only person that has a podcast that can get on here and press a button, but it's how I present it, and the items that I decide to talk on that will separate me from the rest. So I encourage what you have done, what you are continuing to do.
Thank you.
And I am just so honored and glad that you're a part of my life now.
Absolutely. Likewise.
And Tweet she's come a long way in the short time that I've known her. When you started out, at least on my face, you were doing all types of things, and now you know me. You see, and because you know me, what Chrissy, she's not gonna do this, but I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we
absolutely.
developed that makeup relationship.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And I've also learned a lot from you. I mean, I've learned, you were saying the other night, I see those eyelashes, I see those the shadows. I'm
I mean,
learning.
yes, yeah, because I can
I'm learning how to do it
remember
on my own.
you are, and you're doing an amazing job. Practice
Thank
make
you.
perfect. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does. Hey, like I said, I can only do what I can do when you're not around. So I got to do what I can, because I can't have you every single day doing my makeup, because that's gonna cost me. How do people book with you?
Well, they can either go to my website. Through my website, it is a book me, and that is www.beatzbytweet.shop. And the Beats has a Z on the end. Once they do go on my website, they'll see the book me, and then they can book me through there, or they can contact me through phone, because I do have people to do either or. And that's, my number is out there for anybody to, or they can follow me on my social media, which is the Beatz By Tweet / Beatz By Tweet collection, or on Instagram, it is Beatz with a Z _by _tweet.
I'm so glad that you gave that information. I had one other thing. Now, you've done so many different people's makeup. What would you say would be the most difficult client that I know you can't, put people out there, but what is one of the most difficult situations of doing makeup that you've had?
Honestly, I wouldn't say anything has been difficult. I live for challenges, right? Because challenges build your strength.
Right.
So I wouldn't call any session being a difficult session at all, honestly. The main thing is just to be ready.
Mhm.
You know, as a makeup artist, it's very important that when we get someone in, because we book for a reason and we book for a certain thing. So when you book for something certain, that means that you are on that time restrict to do just that. So let's say, like with me, once I have a booking, I'll send out a template, and my template basically goes into details. The main thing is that I tell people to make sure that they have their brows waxed professionally. Now, I do brow tinting and waxing if that's the service that you booked. But if
Right.
you book for one thing, when you come in, that's what I'm here to do, whatever service you book. So if I have to go outside of that time frame and do the cleanup, or try to, that can be like very challenging. Not so
Yeah.
much that I cannot do it, but you just want to, as women, you should always make sure that when you're booking a glam session, whether it's with me or anybody, that you are groomed. Make sure that when the makeup artist gets to you, it's showtime. So
Now, this is one question that I don't even know, but it just came to mind. When you're booking, do you also do like cleansing the skin or anything? Like, are there men that sometimes book with you if they don't want makeup? This is just a question that just popped in my head. Like, did she get any men clients?
I do.
You
I
do.
do. I have. I do, and
See,
I have,
see,
yeah.
see, that was a good
But
question.
now men are so different though because they
Okay.
don't want photos.
Right, right.
They don't want to make you to make mention of. So I won't say, but
Right.
yes, I do.
Understand.
Yes, I do, and they really just want what you said, just a cleansing or but you with me I have to be careful because again that goes into like it's only a certain cleanse that I can do or
Okay.
a certain walk through or just discuss and I tell people number one on my list is I don't care what you buy, what product you put your money in, if you're not drinking that water, all of that is a waste of money.
Right. Right.
you know
That's just so interesting. So men clients. Wow. See, listen, I talk to you almost every day. I never knew
you
that.
never knew that, right? Because I'm sworn to secrecy.
That is so interesting, though, to have male clients. I mean, they want their brows looking good and look on police too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of them contact you. They can book with you for their spouses for a day and different
Oh
things like
yeah.
that.
Absolutely. And I have that too, where, men do contact me and it's a surprise and I need to know. And can you, break down your sessions and what's what and what, and then I go into detail and they like, wow, okay. And then they, and it's so sweet because they bring them and drop, and the women have no idea what's going on. All they know is they get ready to go to dinner, but before dinner, it's a pit stop, and the
Right, right,
stop,
right.
and they
And here,
like,
look, they done thought they done did something good to their face, and then they
okay,
come to you.
yeah, but men, it's funny when doing a man wife or as far as a session, and because some of them is funny, they not too much and not too, and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
and it's like, oh yeah. So.
Now for you, I'm guessing your skin is skin, but you definitely have to differentiate between the two because you're just there to try to treat the skin to get the beauty of whoever it is to come out.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that is just very interesting
Mm-hmm.
when people think that makeup artists is all about, a woman, but it is for anyone that wants to feel special. So that's good to know. I will definitely say that people reach out. It is an experience to have Tweet beat your face. Okay, it's a one of a kind. She comes with all of her equipment, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta come ready, I tell you.
Yes, yes, she comes ready. One time when I first saw her and she pulled out all of these suitcases, I'm like, oh, okay, she for real, a makeup artist.
Right.
See, I never told you that. I'm like,
Right.
this girl for real. Okay, all right, I'm comfortable now.
Yeah.
She know what she doing.
Yeah. It's funny because I can remember like our first time meeting and you was just like, I'm not a morning person. And I'm like, oh, whoa. Okay. But it's
You know
like,
it.
yeah, but it's like now I look like where we are from where we started. And I'm like, I love her.
Yes, you listen. I'll tell anybody if I don't have coffee, no
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
This thing is not ready without a cup of coffee, honey. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I
But
get
yeah, I have really enjoyed this session. This was a long time coming. We had some things that have come up for you that you weren't able to be on here in the past, and it's life. That's what happens. I'm glad that we were able to swing back around and that you're
absolutely.
here. And the show will be aired on YouTube later on tonight for those that miss it on Facebook. Remember to share it, like it, comment, and you will be able to find Tweet on any of my social media sites. Just look for Beatz By Tweet because I follow her and post all of her items. You do have some new lashes that have just come out. Did you
Yes.
name them for people?
Yes, I do. I have the 25 mink lashes that dropped. I do have Rich Girl. I have Gucci. I have Wicked. And it's two more. Ah,
I
Yes.
can't keep up with the names. I just be like, I'll
But you
take
know,
those.
the thing of it is, once again, if they go to my Instagram business page, they'll see
They'll
the
see all the
videos and it
lashes.
comes with the names. And how I remember those three, to be honest, is because I have shipped so many rich girls and Gucci's and yeah, Wickets. They
They are
like,
beautiful. They are
yes,
beautiful lashes.
yeah, yeah. I think the most important thing though with this is that I want the feedback of my consumers. What is it that when you want, what do you want? What do you want to see? What would you like to purchase? And when I get those, I have a lot of DMs that come in like, have you ever thought about, and it raise a, and then I go back
Flag and
and
start looking.
absolutely. So
See,
I
you
welcome
have
that.
to engage. Yes, people,
Yeah.
please engage with these business owners out there. If they're telling you that, hey, I'm willing to listen to you to bring you what you
Absolutely.
want, you need to respond, because that's how we create. That's
Yeah.
the same thing for the show. You tell me what you want to talk about, and I'll go out there and find it. Even
Yeah.
if, it takes me a minute, I will find it for you.
Yeah.
Again, I'm so glad that you were here on the
Thank
show. We're closing out. We're getting ready to come to the end of it. And this evening, we really, really dug into Beatz by Tweet and who you are and what you've accomplished. And it's so many things ahead for you right now. I'm so proud of you. And
Thank you.
you know, at the end of the day, what is one thing that you want people to remember about your brand?
It speaks for itself. The brand speaks for itself. Mhm.
You're right about that. I
It
like
speaks
that.
for
I
itself.
like that. It's not much that needs to be said because it speaks for
It
itself.
speaks for itself. Mhm.
So, people, when you decide that you want to make sure that your lady is on fleek, ready to go, or if you decide that you just feel like you just want to be pampered as a man, you can look up Beats by Tweet and contact her and book. And do you know that when you're booking directly with her, not third party, but with her. So don't waste anyone's time.
Right.
I am a stickler for wasting time. Do not waste her time. She is a makeup artist that is on the move every moment. She's out here, doing something. She stays busy. So you gotta get in where you fit in. With that being said, I am again grateful. I want to again talk about that. We need to focus on gun laws and the gun violence that is facing our communities right now. And it's just not within our Black communities anymore. And I think that's why it's been such a topic, because it is everywhere
Absolutely.
and it needs something needs to change.
Mhm.
We did have somebody on a couple weeks back that talked about gun rights, and gun rights are great for people that deserve them, but we
Yes.
need to get the guns out of the hands of the people that don't. So if you see something, say something. Also, let's remember that you stay safe. This is still a pandemic. If you're not vaccinated, there's another variants out and it's getting worse already. So please, please mask up and stay safe and continue to wash your hands. This is Chrissy Comments Conversation. And again, this was my special guest, Ro Green with Beatz by Tweet. And we thank you for coming on this evening. And I hope you'll be able to join me again on this Saturday for a special guest. I had someone reach out to me for this one. So I'll keep you all updated and posted. Until then, have a great, blessed night. And remember to make your conversation meaningful. Bye bye. Bye, tweets.